doubled. All right, let's see if this is going to work. Hey, Ray. I'm just getting this thing set up, seeing if it'll work. One day I'll add some music. Right now it says, bad stream, video output low. Okay, well, I only have that one thing going. Victor has joined the... We're just playing right now, getting stuff set up. Have you met Ray? Ray, this is Victor, the Flea Market Coin Hunters. Check each other's channels. Okay, maybe I'll get some decent video stream, but for now I just have this this little preview page, which is just a bunch of pictures that may or may not be related. I think I got the settings right. 40. I'm at 40. I could write a letter and get these to you faster. Okay, that's a little better. Yeah, this is just what I'm going to do is set this up and get it started. We're going to have the coin trivia and do it, well, live, but you'll still have to put your questions in later. Okay, I'll let a couple other people join up and then I'll get going if it's working. Video output low. How come it's low? Hey Dave, bear with us. I'm just getting this stuff set up for another minute or two. What kind of music should I have as the intro? Rock and roll, heavy metal? How about Baroque? We got voice? Can you hear me now? How now, brown cow? Brown chicken, brown cow. Brown chicken, brown cow. All right, let's see if we can get this to work right. I want this button, I think. Home scene. There we go. Can you see me now? There's Dave. Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. I had a shave just before this, and, well, I almost bled out, so don't worry about this. This is just a doctor's orders. That'll come off. Yeah, I got a new razor blade, I think. There we go. That's most of them. There's one over here. Oh, it's the other way. Everything's backwards that I see. That it? No, it's over here. Look at that. I can see. You got sound, but no video. Huh. Sound, but no video. There must be a button I press. Maybe I double click it. How about cut? Anything now? Buffering. Yeah, I'm out in the woods, so I get... Oh, try refreshing. Because you're going to need the video part. Yeah, we're going to bear with it. I'm still learning how this software works. Until then, I'm as in the dark as you guys. But I think I can now follow along the chat and do my babbling, which should be pretty handy. See if this button does anything. I'm going to try this button, and it'll probably cut me off forever. If you lose me, I'll be back. I promise. Stream health is bad. All right. I need a little work on this. No, I'm still on that. How come I still got that? Okay, this should be the USB. See if that moves. That moves. There should be a screenshot, which is like the computer and stuff. There's the home view. That's me. That's a promo page, which I need to kill apparently because I'm not advanced enough for that to work. Now we got some dead air. So I got to thank you guys for bearing with me while I prig with this. Alrighty. Well, I ended the. Let's get going, and we'll just we'll make it up as we go, I guess. Let's see what that does. Ooh, let's see what that does. Stream health is good. I think we got it. Have we got it? Maybe I should just totally start over. Oh man, I suck at this. Okay, the coin trivia contest. We're going to have probably 10 questions, and we're giving away some great stuff. One of the things we got so far is this book, which I have to go backwards. That book. This is the price guide to mint errors. It's written by Alan Herbert. He passed away a few years ago, but his work lives on. Now, it's a real good book. It goes deep into how these errors are formed. It goes into the minting process. I haven't really cleaned out all the junk from inside the book yet. Give me time on that too. It's a fantastic warehouse of knowledge. Read it, get into it. When you're done, sign it and give it to somebody else that you know. Or sell it off or have a giveaway or hold up your table so it doesn't get wobbly. Another thing we're adding is the 1962. Let's see if we can put that in there. That's a Canadian cent. And that has a hanging too, which you won't see here. But if you go back a couple of, let's see, to video number 1. Well, one of them back there, you'll get an idea of what this hanging 2 is. That's a die clash. So we've got 2 so far, and we'll probably add more as we get to rolling. Now, what we had last time was a question. If you look, no, over here, yeah, you look over on this side, you have this coin which should be wiggling around. And the question was, what is the designation, the Konica designation for that error? Let's see if I can, or die variety rather, if I can zoom in. It's real tough. It's real small. But if you get good at this, you'll be able to pick these out in a heartbeat. What you're looking at is a little bit of extra metal, just to the right of Lincoln's statue. And I figured with the USB camera, and I think I can get in a little closer now. But I got a pointy stick here somewhere. Let me find that. I'm not ready. You need to pick a taller tree. I'm not sure what that's all about. For broadcasting? Okay, here's my pointy stick. And I gotta move this up so I can see my pointy stick. There we go. And where's my pointy stick? I don't see it. A bit closer. There it is. Right beside Lincoln's knee, between the statue and the column, is a little bit of extra column. If I just adjust the light, you can see that pretty well. It looks like, you know, a little blob of extra metal. So I'm going to take you over now. Let's see if this works, because this is a new trick, to the, oh, let's see, it should be video capture, no, promo page, screenshot, there we go. You've got my screen, my computer screen, and boy, it's screwed up. Let's see, I'm going to take you to Variety Vista. Now, Variety Vista is a Konica website. It's directed by Dr. John Wiles. And we're going to go in. You have the main page here. I'm going to scroll down. I don't know if you can see the mouse, and pointing at the screen won't do any good. But I'm going to go to double dies for 2005. That's a coin that we had. And wait for that to load. It's going to be deathly slow because I'm trying to live stream at the same time. But if it was up already, then we could go through and see what else we got. Okay, the second page you're going to get when you're looking at these is loading. And on the left, you have a menu. We're looking for DDRs because that's a DDR on that 2005. And we'll let that load. Man, technology is so slow. Give it another few years, it'll be quick as could be. We're going to go to 2005, number 1 through 21. And it's going to start showing you pictures of different DDRs. Here we go, here we go. Now the big clue on this 2005 is that it's still in the original mint packaging. Now because it's in the original mint packaging, you know that it's a satin finish because it came out of a mint set. And we're going to look at number 13 because that's the right answer. And that's a dead-on match for what we have here. Let's see if I can bring up both of these and show them side by side. No, I'm not going to be able to do this. I need like 6 different screens. But that's what you're looking for. Is that bit of metal right beside his knee. It's a doubled column. It's a single squeeze era, so they're not that common. And this guy's in great shape, so it's probably a, an $8 to $10 coin. If I can get that, I don't know. I'm going to be keeping this one. Okay, let's get back to the regular. I lost everything here. The home screen. There we go. Can you see me now? I got to find you guys. Get back here on. Okay, I got that. Yeah, I think we got it. Okay, so the right answer for that was DDR 013, number 13 for Konica. Now you can go to Copper Coins and you can go to Wexler and see if they have the same darn thing. But the answer we were looking for was a DDR 13. Can you hear me now? Let me check these. These chats. Victor can hear me. Ray can hear me and see me. Sorry for the seeing part. Cheryl, she getting a kick out of it. And Ray's looking for subs. Get over to Ray's page and give him a sub. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to move on from that DDR. So what I want to do is try like a live stream where I can look at coins, your coins, and that'll be a trick because people have to send them to me. And we can figure out what's going on, what it is, and show people what to look for and how to look for it. For example, this next one coming up. The different things you can find in some of these mint bags or wheat bags, or just going to the bank and getting up a bunch of rolls. Over here we got an RPM. These people don't know what an RPM is, never even heard of it. Excuse me. You can't see the mouse? Outstanding. Right here we've got a DD. No, not a DD. This is an RPM. Now on Konica, it's RPM number. I wrote it down. Number 1. But it doesn't look like number 1 because it's deep down at stage E. Over time, these things, a lot of these die varieties will change their appearance, just a little bit here and there. But on this one, they're on the original stage and the early version of the die, before it got wore out. There's another doubling mark on the inside of the D. But on stage E, it's gone. There's nothing left. But you still have that significant extra bar on the left side of that D. Now, before 1990, the mint marks were actually added to the die by hand. I mean, a guy had a die punch. Oh, yeah, here we go. He had a die punch about the size of a half of a pen, and he would place the point on the die. And I showed you that last month. And he hit it with a hammer. And if it wasn't right, well, he'd shift it around a little and hit it again, and that's how you get these RPMs. There's all sorts of stuff out there. But I guess what I'd like to do is, like a class, explain what's out there so people can hunt for it. Now, it's so many different directions to go. So many things. Have you thought about the possibilities, what you can do with live streaming. I sell a lot of coins. I thought I'd share a few with you. Give you an idea of what's going on. Oh, this just isn't going to work. Remember, this is all experimental. Let's see if I can get that to focus. There we go. This camera isn't so good with color, but I think you can get some idea of what's going on just by bending it, flying it around. One of the things I've got coming up next are some 1963 Canada sets. This is the young Elizabeth. She wasn't great then, but she's certainly not now. She's a lot better then than she is now. And these are BU. And I've tried selling these dollar deals. You know, and it's a dollar, you know, one at a time, and it just takes forever. So lately, I've started trying. You know, here's a picture of 2 dozen of them. How many you want? And that's working great. But people can take a look at these, get in, and buy them. Now, how to do this online with YouTube, I think I'd, you know, just send me an email. So I put that up there, and I'd send you a PayPal invoice, and we'll just figure out all that later. I want to get on to, oh, here's this. There we go. I got a little piece here. That's a 2-cent coin. It was on my desk. I'm cleaning up my desk. I thought I'd show it to you. It's 1864. That's what the back looks like. I talked to a girl last night. She never heard of such a thing as a 2-cent coin. Yeah, they had 2 cents, 3 cents, half cents, 20 cents. Then all your gold coins are $1, $2, $3. Was there a $4? No, I think it was the $3 Stellas. 5, 10, 20, 50. I think there's a $100 coin out there. Canada has a $1 million coin in gold. I mean, the thing is 200 pounds. It's 1.5 feet across. And they send it out to museums, and the people look at it. And imagine somebody stole the darn thing. Wow, who'd have thunk? Whose idea was that? Let's go show this off. Well, anyway, let me take this out of here. We're going to look at the next trivia question because we're here for the contest, right? We want to get that book. Ta-da! We want to get that penny. And I got to come up with something to add for the next round. So I'm putting in a WAM. It's a wide AM. It's a 2000 wide AM. It's circulated, as you can probably see. I'll get it under here real quick. This is one of those things you can find in pocket change. Now, this particular one was made upside down. But if you look at the AM, you have some gap in there. Right in here. And you also, let me try it this way. There we go. Another thing to look at is the distance between the FG, the designer's initials, and the memorial, which is that building right there. But this is the gap that you're looking for. And we're going to add that wide AM to the contest. So now we got the book, the clash die, and a transitional die variety. And you get all these in your pocket change. Okay, next, let's get on to the next question. We'll call it good because I got to use the bathroom. I picked this up just because I got a guy that wants a lot of stuff, and, well, this looked good, so I grabbed it. You have here a Walking Liberty $50 from 1934. It's a peach, it really is. You got to get in close and look at the her left hand to see any bit of wear. I mean, this is AU. It's beautiful, great color, great tone. It's got a spot. Well, okay. But the tip of the feathers on the wing are beautiful, and on the chest are just beautiful. This is a high-grade piece, and I've got this sold for somebody else, and it's a $50. But the question is, what does this coin, the Walking Liberty $50, what does that have in common with a Mercury dime? Now, there's all kinds of things it has in common, so I'm offering a 1 point for every bit of information you offer. Now, don't tell me it's a U.S. coin, because that ain't good enough. Don't tell me they're both printed in cents, because that ain't going to work. Don't tell me that's both 99% silver, because that's wrong and it's not going to work. Give me some information about this coin and the Walking Liberty that they have in common. Does that sound fair, folks? That's your trivia. Now that's out of the way. You guys got any questions? We can just chat. We can just chat for a bit. I got all kinds of stuff behind me. We can show those off. But I wanted to get the trivia contest out, and that was what, 20 minutes? It doesn't tell me. There it is, 20 minutes. Now, what have you got going on? Beth Coddington has joined the circus. God love you. I watched your latest video, Beth. I made like 6 comments on it while I was watching it. Beth gave me a shout out. You want to send stuff for Beth because she's gonna give you a shout out. Yeah, it is. It's a 1934, and there's no mint mark on that. But Beth, if you tell us what this has in common with a Mercury dime. Every right question gets a point. Now you can't put your answers in the live chat. You have to wait until this video ends, and then you can put it in the comments of the video. That's my email because I hope to start doing some giveaways and do the entries and stuff. And well, that's neither here nor there. But I figure $1 an entry. And the more people put in, the more prizes we spit out. And I'd probably have something on a Saturday morning. Because nobody's using Saturday morning, Sunday morning. And geez, there's a whole lot you can do with that. So how about a coin class for varieties and errors in coin roll hunting? And I'd like to put in a market day. So we could fit some videos in on those classes. That'll bring some people in and maybe they'll learn something. What's the name of the eagle? Is it Sam? Or is that just on the Muppets? Yeah, that's a good looking eagle right there. And I got some copper rounds coming with this design on it. They'll be here hopefully within the next few days. And I'll be selling those off for a real good price. Gerald Thompson has showed up. Well, it's about time. We can get going now. Gerald, you can go back and watch the video after it's done. Well, whatever the hell it's doing, and put your answers in the comments of the video there. Now, what do you folks think that can be done with this live streaming? I'd like to do something on the weekends because I can just ramble all day long there, and that's perfect for me because I can ramble. But for folks looking to ask questions, send in your pictures. There's kp@live.com. I should be able to pull out the pictures and start saying this is what's going on with with this thing. Well, where's my pointy stick? Pull up your picture. I can't do it. I got to get a cursor that I can move. Well, that's something for another day, I'm sure. But at least I got voice and video and books to give away. So that's a good start, I think. They're both silver. That's a good start, Victor. But that's not good enough. There's more. Oh, you're going to love it when you get into it. Well, you got to wait for the next video. It'll be up in about 3-4 days. There's some really neat similarities between these two coins. When you rewatch the video of the live stream, it will help a lot. I watched the video of the last live stream, and that had me do things like shave and put on a clean shirt. And I think that's helped a lot. I stopped bleeding, but I could really use a nap because I lost a lot of blood. Yeah. Well, anyway, that's what we got. I got all kinds of stuff to show you guys. I was going, is it here? Oh, here we go. Oh, I didn't clean up my desk from yesterday. I was chatting with some other people up in Washington, Ryan Madison, just doing a hangout. We're both on video, and I pulled out some stuff because I went through the 40 S's. There's a beautiful Woody. You see the color on that. So, geez, I could take an entire program and dedicate it to the Woodies. I've got a guy, right? He says, hey, I need some coins. I want to stick it in my safe, leave it to my kids, and screw the tax man. I don't want to pay no taxes. I just want to buy the coins. cash money. So stuff like this Walking Liberty half, yeah, that's going his way because he wants to spend a lot of money. He used to be an executive for Coca-Cola. Now he's kind of retired. He's working on it. He just won't give up. He just won't quit. They'll be taking him out of the office with a body bag, I'm sure. But he wants a lot of stuff. And I've sent a few things his way, but it needs to be pretty good quality. It's not going to be, junk. Like this 2 cent wouldn't work. Oh, I got one. Oh, let's see. Let me look back here. I can't find nothing around here. I had to tear this place apart to pack it all away for a hurricane. No, that ain't here. What's this? Oh, I'm going to show you that one. There we go. But something like this would be the kind of quality I would give this guy. One more thing we're doing, I've got a notebook binder we're putting together, so when I have something, I say, you want to buy any of this? And he says, well, I'll take that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. It's okay, that's all of them, again. So he just buys everything. But I have a binder set up so we can put a sheet of information in for each coin, so the kids don't, drop it in a Coinstar machine. And I think that's what's really separating it and making it a more effective sale. And I do okay. I can get the stuff for, piece real cheap sometimes. Here we go. But this is a better quality piece, for example, a 1964 2 cent. And it is, oh man, I wish you could see this in person because the shine coming out at all these points. Where's that stick? I need more sticks. Some days there aren't enough sticks. I got a whole bag of them. In and around some of these fine points around the leaves, you got just a taste, just a whisper of luster, and it really gives it a beautiful appearance. It's like a flash. I don't know if you can see that. See on my screen, this thing is like 1.5 inches across. Here's the back of it, and it's cherry. Now this is MS64 brown, but it's still got some sparkle and life to it. And I've got that pesky bright light in the way. What if I can kill that? No, that's the wrong way. There it is. And that makes it virtually impossible to see. There we go. But that one is, what is that one? There we go. That's MS64 brown PCGS. And that's the original green label, so it's supposed to rattle, but it really doesn't. But I'm getting this guy with some nice stuff. And hopefully he's got friends. I'm sure he does. I've known him for 15 years. He's a good guy. But I found this while I was in there. I shop around. I look for deals. Sometimes I find them. Sometimes I don't. I lost a piece of paper that I needed. Okay, we have a 1950. You can't see that. Got a 1952 S. Yes, MS63 Franklin. It's a pretty decent looking thing. But I can't stop looking at this stuff. So I got in, and I'm looking at it. And let's go in and look at that mint mark. Because for the life of me, that looks like an RPM, but nobody has anything listed. I might need the light here. And I broke off the end of that camera. This is the end of that camera. And I can get in a whole lot better. Now look at the bottom. Right, this side of the mint mark, right on that S on the bottom. And I'm going to have to get in a little closer. Your eyeball will pick up what this camera will not. So the question I'm trying to decide, is it an RPM or is it MD? And how long until they start making better cameras so we can get in and see this stuff right up close? Now, I sort of see just a little bit of extra curl. It's not the side of the mint mark. A lot of times you look at stuff real tight like this and you're not looking at extra metal, you're looking at the side of the mint mark because it's straight across and it angles. Now they angle it so they can get the dye out. But here, on the side of that S, in fact, it's gone. Right on the side of that S is what appears to me to be either a tiny bit of MD, it could be a tiny bit of die deterioration, or it's an undiscovered mint mark. Well, it's a pretty minor one, I'll tell you that. Now, Victor, you can't put the answers in the live chat. Yes, you're correct. So everybody would copy that and get a point. You answer 10 different, points that these two coins are similar. You'll get 10 points out of it. This is a catch-up question for everybody. I'm waiting to see who gets ahead. But don't put the responses in the live chat because that's going to disappear at the end of the live stream. No, don't answer on the live stream, Beth. Put your answers in the comments of the video after the live stream. Anyway, back to the coin. So is it an RPM? What do you say, guys? Well, I'm going to hold on to it, do more research. I'm sure somebody has, investigated the Franklins more than what I'm seeing. So I'll just go get that book eventually. Meantime, that's going to sit right back here. I'll put this here as my placeholder. Wow, that's totally out of focus. Can you see her pretty face? There you go. I'll let you, yeah. You get a full head on this. I think the nose gives it away. That's what it is. What do we got here? Oh, this is a terrible. This is just a shame. How about this one? Zinc box. That whole thing is nothing but zinc box. I'm going to come up just a bit. Go back in here. Let's see if we can zoom. Yeah. After 1982, well, in some of 1982, the mint switched to these zinc core planchets plated with copper, but they had a terrible problem for a number of years getting the copper to stick to the zinc. And so you get this stuff. I mean, geez, looks like he's got the measles. I kept this around because I couldn't tell if some of these features had any doubling or not. That's upside down. Or if it's the pox. I mean, come on, look at the thing. The simple answer is always the easy one, so I'm going to call it the pox. But I wanted to show some of these die chips. Did that have a die chip or is it a pox? Okay. Some of these die chips are pretty valuable. Not a whole lot, but you got your buy cents. Here's the Great Land, the big Alaskan bear. There's a beauty. But you go down in, and let's look at his claw. When they get attention, a coin will pick up some extra value. And these bear claws, when they're in good shape, and I'd say this guy's in pretty good shape, look at the nose on him. That trout, that's a happy trout. Well, maybe not that one, but it's, the image, the quality of the images. Okay, let's look at this. You see this? Where's my stick here? The bottom claw, right between the bottom two claws. That is a die chip, and they call it an extra claw. Now, if you don't think that's accurate, let's look at another example and see if it's a variety that repeats. And it's similar, but it is different. There are several different of these extra claws. Some are small, like the one you just saw, and this one is considerably larger. Now, these die chips, over time, they're going to grow. They're going to change because the dies are slamming together with these coins in between. And the reason the darker die chip appeared to begin with was it was weak metal, it was flawed, maybe there was an air pocket in there. But whatever, because of the continued action, these die chips can change, more break off, they can grow. And this is what's happening with this baby right here. It goes from small to large, if you can see that. And there are more extreme examples of these extra claws. So you have these die stages, which was that 53D I was showing you earlier. Let me put this away because I tend to just leave stuff on the desk and then I just pick it up by shoving everything in a bag. And that's not really working for me, so I'm going to take my time a little bit here. There we go. Let's see. Some of these die chips don't have much value. This is a 55. You get a die chip in the date. What you're looking for is a die chip over here in Liberty. Now this one has a slight die chip, but this is more of a connector rather than a buy. You're looking for a good solid piece of metal right in between the B and the E. And if you check your wheats, a lot of 95s have them. You go through the Liberty and you'll find die chips between every single letter. Uh, but if you can find it between B, I, E, a good solid piece of metal, those babies will sell for $1 to $10. Now, I don't know about you, but I can find these things in my pocket change and selling them for a $5 bill. I'm pretty happy with that. If I can do that 100 times, when she says my bills for a month, well, I can't do it all in 1 month, but give me a time over a year and I could probably do it. What's this one? Here's a useless one. Man, I got roll after roll after roll of these. There's the bird. This is the Shawnee 2016. And I see a lot of them in the bird. I got a couple of rolls where they get chips in the bird. It'd be one chip here, then one chip there, and then 3 chips, and it's a progression. And over here, you got this bit looks like a camel's toe, and you have this circular part. That's a die chip right in there. Let me try to center that. And nobody cares about these, but then nobody's documented them either. But they're very small, very tiny varieties, and they don't carry much of a premium. But it's really neat when you can put together a whole set of the darn things. What was that one? That's the that's the chicken pox. That's the white AM. There we go. Let me set those back. So there's different things I'd like to do with this live streaming besides just a trivia contest. Although that is a lot of fun because I got more books to give out. That's what I'm going to do with them. But I picked up a bunch of satin quarters. Now these are all 2007, but I've got the P and the D. Well, you know, I could put these out. I mean, I got them per a song. It's going to take me forever if I try to list each one of these darn things, but I can put out sets. And if I can put them on videos, that'd be just a whole lot more fun, I think. Let me zoom in and take a picture of these things. There you go. That's a satin finish. Of course, these are still in their original mint wrapper. That fella just chopped up some sets. Have I got a regular quarter? Oh, let me get my change. And you can compare the finish on these satins to that one looks pretty good, to a regular quarter. There you go. I mean, the business strikes they're pretty dull, pretty junky. They reflect light when they're new, but these satins, they scatter the light. It's not so much reflecting it, they scatter it in all kinds of different directions. Before they're produced, the planchets are burnished, so you have a very uniform, consistent planchet, and it makes for a superior coin. I'm kind of disappointed they only had them for 5 years or 6 years between 2005 and 2010, because these are some elegant looking coins. So anyway, I've got a few of these sets, and I'll get those going on a market show at some point. Maybe that'll work. How's everybody doing in chat? Gas bubbles? Yep, that's gas bubbles back there. David Deeb, you're going to get some content. You doing a blog or videos? Or a Facebook page? I can't see anything. How you doing, Jerry? I need a scope. I have about a half a roll of these. Yep, this is that JXZ, whatever the hell it was, on Amazon. Amazon has USB scope of the 1000X. They could be had for $25 to $30 now. I paid $35 for this one. I've had it for, I don't know, 9 months probably. The old one just wasn't good enough. I think it's here. Ray, you got a new scope and new magnifying glass. Now don't forget the light. Light's important. This guy, let me put my placeholder back in. This one comes in with the LED. It's a ring of lights around the lens, and on the cord I can vary it. Now this doesn't make any sense. I get a variable light, but the software for the photographs will automatically adjust. So I can turn it up and it looks like it was before. I turn it down And it kind of looks like I did before because the software screws it up or unscrews it up. Well, anyway, there's that. What I do sometimes is get another light source, say a loop with a light, and I can shine that on the coin. So if I got a shadow, like say right beside her her head and neck, I can bring some light in and add that and get another look, get rid of shadow, and that's pretty handy to have. How you doing, Ricky? Where you from? What's your story? What do you do for a living? But adding outside light beyond just what the LED camera has, it's pretty darn handy. You can move it around. You can come in from different angles, front, back, side, and you can get a much better look. It's all about teasing the camera. The camera has certain limits and certain abilities, and if you can do things to it, you can get more performance without spending the extra 200 bucks. You know what I mean? Let's see if I can turn this down because it's blinding me. There we go. Now, folks, that's what I'm going to do for today because it's been a half an hour, and I just wanted to do the trivia. For those of you who just got in, we're looking at this Walker $50. Right? This is a 1934, but that doesn't matter. It's a series we're asking about. This has a lot in common with a Mercury dime. Tell us what it is. Tell us what this series of coin has in common with a Mercury dime. Let me see if I can focus just a little more. Yeah, it's a, oh, lost it. Get back in there. There you go. Look at the detail on that. And that is your trivia contest for this next few days. We'll go from there. Anything else, guys? Got any questions? Got any stories? I like stories more than questions. Alrighty, I'm gonna sign out. Get to the kitchen, get some dinner ready. Probably get grease all over my hands, and then I'll get back to handling these brilliant uncirculated coins.